Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this virtual Drupa session named Beyond Print Technology. My name is Lorenzo Villa, and I'm the co-founder of Density and the publisher of the magazine Italia Publishers. To these days, many printers think that the success of their business depends on printing. And as a result, they focus exclusively or predominantly on it. Printing is their core business, and press is the most relevant topic. Nevertheless, with few exceptions, the market shows that those who don't sell print but consider it a functional component of their product or service are more successful and make more money. But even for those who love print more than money, there is an opportunity to start thinking out of the box. In our sessions, we will meet representatives from 12 printing companies from around the world who hopefully will help us to look at print from a broader angle. Today's session, as mentioned, is named Sell a Product, Not Print. We are going to meet 3 companies that have outstanding printing technologies in common. But above all, they have invested to position their products as something different than just printed items. 3 companies with different business model and backgrounds that use print to meet the needs of specific target groups. So our first guest is Doug Buchanan, president of Renze Display, a highly diversified large format printing business in Omaha, Nebraska, US. Renze was founded 125 years ago and is arguably a very old printing business in the US. And he is also the inventor of Garage Graphics, the brand he will be talking about today. Welcome, Doug, and thanks for joining us at Virtual Drupa.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Our second guest is Jesper Hammarstrand, owner of Ink and Art, a digital printing company based in Gothenburg in Sweden. Ink and Art likes to call itself the unboxing and printing partner you have been looking for. Welcome, Jesper, and thank you for accepting our invitation.
Thank you, Lorenzo.
The third panelist this evening is Wouter Wiersma, business development consultant at Motiflow, a young company based in Dokkum in the Netherlands, founded in 2016 to create unique printed products designed by the best pattern designers. We are glad you are here, Wouter. Well, let's start our talk. Let's keep the order of presentation. So, Doug, tell us about Renze and where did the idea for Garage Graphics come from, and who are your customers?
Thank you very much. Well, Garage Graphics came to me about 20 years ago. I was very active in vintage racing, and I was racing an old English sports car. And the passion that I have for racing and for automobiles, it transferred to my own rec room where my son and I would play pool, and then to my own garage. And I filled it with huge graphics. And the one thing that I noticed is my visitors would come and they would just be all smiles when they saw these huge graphics. And typically my visitors also have the same passion that I have. And I thought, well, maybe this is something that other people might enjoy. So the name Garage Graphics was a pretty easy one. So I called my attorney and he searched to see if the name was registered. It was not, so I have a registered trademark on the product. And in the early years, this is 20 years ago now, we started selling mostly flatbed printed graphics using photographs that were supplied by my customers. And it was just, at that time, it was an unusual way of displaying graphics. It didn't have the success that I'd hoped, and one of the reasons was, digital photography was not really that good yet, and the size of the graphics and the packaging, it made it very difficult for really large graphics. Then fast forward to about 5-6 years ago, my company got into dye sublimation printing. All of our printers are the ATP color out of Milan, and they do a fantastic job. And dye sublimation completely changed the whole thing. But Garage Graphics is not really about selling product. It's about selling smiles. It's about selling joy that people have for automobiles, motorcycles, and aviation.
Fine, thanks, Doug. And Jasper, tell us more about ink and art.
Well, if we're referring to the online shop, I guess it's a combination of two things here. I've been trying to find this fun on-demand product or on-demand service for many, many years. I know I started the first app in App Store where you could design and actually order your business cards. This is 10 years ago. Without me knowing in the marketing, the app died, of course. But this, together with us getting inquiries from customers with lower quantity of packaging, I started to notice that this is kind of hard to get hold of. And we were actually just a broker at the time, a packaging broker. And the quantities and the lead times was just too long. So eventually it led us to start up what we now are doing or focusing on, this online shop and with the design tool. So that's where the idea came from.
And now let's talk about Motiflow. Wouter, can you take us on a small tour of your fascinating company and your customers?
Yeah, the idea of Motiflow, it started actually at Heimtextil. Maybe some of the viewers would know that. We were visiting Heimtextil, and what we saw there was that there were a lot of designers which had all different kind of patterns, which they sell to big companies like Tommy Hilfiger, etc. And they got a few hundred euros for selling a design or a pattern, which was pretty hard at the time. And yeah, three reasons why Motiflow came from Heimtextil was that we saw that all these patterns that they were printed, so they were not digital. Another thing was that a designer they got like a couple €100 for selling a pattern. But a big company like Tommy Hilfiger, they could make big profits of these patterns. And another one was the upcoming trend of on-demand printing. And what we did with Motiflow was to try to build a community where you have a lot of different designers where they can upload their patterns, and which we can provide to very different platforms. And one of the platforms where Motiflow is already, the patterns of Motiflow are already available is Probo, the pattern parent company of Motiflow. So yeah, these three reasons were the base on the idea of Motiflow.
Thanks. And Doug, how does Garage Graphics create value for such a specific group of customers?
Well, I think the thing that's been exciting to me, coming from a stand building and in event graphics and doing corporate branding, is that, you know, we're dealing with people that really had no knowledge of large format graphics. And as I said before, you know, we started small with brushed aluminum, But lately we've been doing really large backlit, frontlit dye sublimation graphics as big as 13 meters by 3 meters. And I think the value that we bring to someone is that they're able to dream. When you start talking about your own private space as opposed to a corporate stand, we had a gentleman in Denver, Colorado, who called us and wanted a life-size photograph backlit display of his GT3 Porsche. And I said, well, that's not a problem. I said, we can sure do that. I said, we can make that life-size. And he said, well, but I also have a stereo system that is manufactured by Porsche, and it uses the exhaust tips and the many of the components of my car, and I want to build that into the light box. So with my company being a custom fabricator in not only wood and metal, we were able to do that. So in his home, with a remote control, he can flip on his light box and flip on a recording of his GT3 Porsche. And again, it's all about bringing bringing to life someone's passion.
Thanks, Doug. And Jasper, what, in the case of Ink and Art, what are your unique features, and what do you do that is so special for your customers?
Well, I think we look at ourselves a little bit like David and Goliath. So we want to help smaller businesses in their game competing with the giants, I guess. So by creating this online tool, and we lowered the quantities on the packaging, we made it accessible for also these small companies making exclusive packaging or nice looking packaging, giving them the opportunity to have their customers do the unboxing. So I guess we lowered the threshold for starting or branding smaller quantities of packaging and unboxing. And the unboxing is also why we added cards and stickers to the shop. So we just want to help the smaller businesses, smaller companies, or smaller events to be able to brand their packaging. We ourselves, we love packaging. We love a branded box, and we love the product or the experience of unboxing that product that you're going to get. If it's a key for a Porsche, or if it's a watch, or if it's something handcrafted by someone, it's just lovely to have it in a nice looking package. So examples of customers that we have right now could be, it could be startups, it could be someone arranging an event, small scale product owners, or someone sending out products for influencers or employees or customers. In the same way as Doug said there, we want to make some extra spice to it. We want to add some extra spice and want to make people happy by adding the design to a box, also for the small companies. So we start from 30 pieces. A couple of years ago, I guess you couldn't do less than 30,000 pieces. So that's where we are at right now, I guess, and that's what makes us unique.
Wouter, how does Motiflow solve a problem in your case for your customers?
Our customers are mainly designers, so they are very good in designing a pattern, and they are really creative. But in general, you see with these creative people that they are less commercial, so they have troubles to sell their patterns and to make good profits of it. And by making a database of more than 10,000 patterns, we created a sort of Shutterstock in patterns, which we provide to different platforms. But the biggest need I think we are solving for customers is to profit from for the designs, the patterns they are making. In the base, I think that is the most important thing that we solve for our customers.
Well, guys, we decided today that we will not talk too much about printing, but about more about value. Nevertheless, printing remains a relevant topic, both for all of you and for our virtual Drupa audience. So let me take a look behind the scenes of your organizations, starting with you, Doug. Even if Garage Graphics does not sell square meters of banner or metacrylate, how important is print technology in the creation of your products, and which particular technologies allow you to make your products unique?
Well, as I said before, we're selling to a very passionate customer base, and the quality of what we sell is everything. We use the Swiss Q print flatbed printers to print our aluminum, and we use the ATP color dye sublimation printers for all of our fabric. I think the thing that is amazing to my customers, and we do a little bit of trade show marketing for Garage Graphics, so we can watch the faces of our customers as they walk up to these backlit giant graphics. I think one of the best examples that I can give, and as it relates to one of our artists, it's a gentleman by the name of David Townsend. He does very technical see-through type graphics, or I should say cutaway graphics of sports cars and of classic cars, so that you can actually see through the body. And he makes these illustrations using Illustrator, so they're all in vector. And I contacted David and told him, I know we can print your art at life size. You want to do a car that's 20 feet, or a vehicle, I should say, that's 20 feet, or a sports car, a Porsche. In the case of many of his pieces are also race cars. I said, send me an art file. I flew David to Omaha, and he walked into our showroom, and he had never seen his art done at 100% scale, which is how he illustrates it. That's the best way that he can keep everything in proportion. And I have to tell you, he walked up to it and he had tears in his eyes. I could not believe that it's possible to get the kind of detail that we can get with a modern dye sublimation printer. And that is exactly what's happening to my customers. They are just absolutely giddy. They're all smiles when they see, and they call me, and they set up and install their graphics. And, it's just really been amazing. We use also two different Zun cutters to finish our equipment, or to finish our product, I'm sorry. And so quality and technology is huge, yet it's completely on the backside and unknown by our customers. All they want is the wow.
Jasper, which wonderful equipment and software infrastructure is behind the Inkenart website?
Well, first of all, I want to say that the print technology itself, it's not really about that. Of course, we want to send out the best possible quality, but the technology, as Doug said, the customers doesn't know, and for me, I don't really care as long as it works without hiccups, and as long as it's digital printing, the highest quality, it works with our vision. And we run on HP Indigo because we want the highest possible quality, and in my opinion, this is the highest possible quality right now. And in the finishing, we have flexible machines from Kama, German Kama. But everyone can buy fancy machines, right? So I would say it relies more on the idea behind it and the software, both online, in the machines, and after the machines. So if we look on the online side, I must say the Chili Publish is one of our key factors. It's the engine behind our design tool. And it also connects through API with our e-com platform and our workflows. So chill is a big key for it. And I guess it's a flexible system running in the back end, so we can design the front end as we want to. So of course, I would say software, that's really important for us. The machines, I take for granted that we have the best machines and they're just working. Then our ideas together with the software producers needs to be working lovely, I guess.
And Wouter, how at Motiflow do you reproduce your beautiful patterns and you can deliver and you can create your amazing wallpapers, fabrics, gift wraps, etc.?
Yeah, the biggest technology which we have to, which is crucial for our designers, is that we can repeat the patterns. So we have built a system where a designer has to upload like a kind of square, and in that square he has to make sure that the pattern can repeat itself. So our biggest issue was to develop software which made it possible to repeat the pattern, so it could also be used for imprinting products. So that is the biggest thing which we software thing which we developed. And yeah, another one is building an API and connect it to, so that Motiflow can connect it to different kind of platforms. One of our platform which is actually already using this is Probo, the parent company. But yeah, the API which we built so can connect to other platforms. That is, I think, also for in the future a really a good thing to have. So you can not only connect it with, so you can connect it with different kind of platforms, which can make use of these patterns. So I think these two are the main crucial parts of the success of Motiflow.
Very good, guys. And before we leave room for possible Q&As, I have a question for you, or perhaps a provocation. When you talk to your customers, it can be in person or online, how relevant are the technical aspects to these guys, to these people? To what extent are they interested in your equipment? Doug, what about you?
Well, I think the first thing that we're finding, because we're working with more of a retail and not a corporate customer base, is that we have to walk them through what high resolution art files really are. I mean, we get customers that might want something to be life size, but yet the files they might send us just won't make it. And so we did change our focus with Garage Graphics. And when you go to garagegraphics.net, you'll see that we represent about 14 different photographers and illustrators to help that have wonderful photos and wonderful art. And the DPI is there, so we can direct our customers to that. And of course, we can explain to a customer that through some of the modern color correcting software and some of the resolution enhancement software that's out there, which is really phenomenal. All of us in the color business know that you can do amazing things. But I think one of the challenges then is, of course, is walking them through the whole DPI issue. And then, we have to explain to them what's unique about dye sublimation and what's unique about SEG graphics, how it's installed, and the fact that the fabrics are fire resistant and washable. So those are all things that are really, really important to the end user, but you've got to walk him through it.
Jasper, what happens with your customers? Are they happy to learn what kind of a press and die cutting equipment do you adopt for your beautiful packaging items?
I guess there's different personas there. Some people are interested in technique and others are not. Me, myself, I'm online as everyone else buying things. I just want things to work. So, I mean, we are brought to life by smart software and optimized workflows. And of course, we have really nice machines in the end. But I think that our customers, they're expecting high quality prints, and that's what they get. They are not that interested in what we have, what type of hardware we have in our production site, actually. And I think that it's more relevant to be fast, which is, of course, technique behind our machines. That's why we have to print digital. That's why we have to have the Kama digital machine to fold and glue things in a 5 minutes turnover. So, but I think, no, it's not that big of an interest. They want the whole workflow. So the software is more important for our customers than the hardware.
And Wouter, what's your experience as the business developer of Motiflow? How many people love to listen about your great fleet of digital printers and other nice equipment?
Yeah, I totally agree with Jesper on this one. I don't think the equipment is really important for our customers, but they want to have great quality products. So that is the main thing for our customers. And software is, I think, a really crucial part in this. Also because a pattern, when you see a pattern, when we show it, it's only a square, but the pattern comes to life when you also see it on a product. And this is something which we are working on. You can see a product behind me with a pattern of Motiflow, but then also it comes to life, the pattern. And we are now really focusing also for the end customer, that we can show these patterns also on products, so they can see the end result of it. And I think that is far more important than they have to know about the technical and hardware things behind the product.
Okay, thanks. And even if it's not a piece of equipment, its software is a technology in any case. And as far as I hear from your words, it's the constant is that software is crucially important for all your companies.
Well, that's absolutely the case with Garage Graphics, and it really does get back to the, are our customers sending us art files that can be reproduced? So, having the right people that can do color correction, that can remove certain items and meet our customers' goals as far as how they want the end piece to look, and being able to res up these photos to meet our customers' demands. It is very important.
Okay. So we can probably conclude that thanks to software, you have all been able to offer a new services or a higher experience to your customers. I got these questions a couple of days ago through different channels than the virtual.drupa Q&A. Since many people knew that you was in the panel today, and one interesting questions that points out exactly the what we are discussing today, that you are not producing printed items, is for Motiflow, and this is the question: can your fabrics be used to make wearable clothing? And are they completely safe? Do they have certifications, such as the Oecotex, for example?
Yeah, they have it, but I think also the behind your question is also Motiflow is now connected to our parent company Probo, which customers of this company can select a pattern and they can print it on and it will be printed on a product. But yeah, as further development of Motiflow, we also try to look for opportunities to connect with different kind of platforms. So to make Motiflow a cross-platform solution. So yeah, we also we are looking to select other platforms where we can connect Motiflow on.
Okay. And another question is, which is probably interesting, since Inkenart again claims to be the right partner for those who want to generate a great unboxing experience. Is beyond your templates. Do you offer the possibility to design and manufacture fully customized box sizes?
Yes, of course. So here in Sweden, that's mainly our business from a few years back, and you can do exactly whatever you want to do, and we do it here in house, and we still keep the low turnaround times, and still keep it at quite low quantities as well. So yes, that's possible. But the future tells me that this is something that we hopefully can have online as well. So you can actually choose your sizes online, and you can make your own patterns. Maybe connect with Motiflow and use patterns into our boxes and so on. So internet, software, and API, you can do a lot with that. So yes, that's my answer is yes on that question.
Okay, thanks. And also, I got an answer for Doug. One of our readers, a guy who is part of our usual audience, was very curious about your Garage Graphics product, and what he asked is, since all your graphics have to be installed in a very special place, which is a garage with cars, with fuel. So are there and which is sometimes dirty, and so are there any particular requirements that are I don't know, requested by your customers in terms of safety, flame retardant features, or anything else that your product should let's say match?
Yes. Oh, well, absolutely. We do have questions about that, and fortunately, the fabrics that we use do have a flame resistant rating that is good in all 50 states in the United States. So you know, being an stand builder, being an exhibit builder, I never thought 40 years ago we would have huge washing machines in our exhibit department, but we do, because you know, we wash all of our dye sublimation prints. So that's always reassuring to our customers. And of course, all of the lighting that we use is all UL listed. It is low voltage, so you can run wires through walls. The fact that it's not line voltage. And that makes it a great opportunity. One of our largest projects we just finished was a for a collector that has 140 cars, and we did 14 light boxes that were 13 meters by 3 meters. And it just adds a beautiful ambiance to the collection. And once again, it's just fun to see the joy in their faces.
Yeah, so what I learned from this conversation is that you all had to learn something different than what happens in a typical printing company. You all had to deal with new things, with new technology, new pieces of equipment that apparently were not part of a printing business, and new requirements that was not the usual requirements that a print service provider gets from its customers. So I think it's also the case of Motiflow. No, Voter is a completely different story than the existing graphic business, than the existing soft signage business. When you have to deal with the fabrics that, or with products that have to be installed in a house or in a hotel, or something that it's a bit out of the communication.
Yeah, I think also due to the pandemic that a lot of people, they were buying more stuff for their houses, and that is also a great chance for Motiflow, because we have a big database of different kind of patterns, and you can select one which you like, and due to the pandemic, you saw for the interior branch, you saw more demand. There were more people buying stuff for the house. So that was also a big chance for Motiflow to take on.
So thanks for all of you for joining this short meeting, and have a lovely evening. And tomorrow again we will be here with another session of Beyond Print Technology.